see in this last part how the label printing works. Most of the work that required this part was mostly in setting up the IT infrastructure. So programming the Raspberry Pi and getting into a delivery mode so that every time is getting requested through the IP address, it will eventually be usable as a printer server. So this is the label printer process that is called in the thesis get get products, so that the warehouse worker will eventually be able to see the product that he needs to pick up, and also the delivery guy will also be able to know where to bring the products. So because of lean management theory, I decided to create double labels that will serve both the warehouse and the delivery. The part for the warehouse will be called product part, while the ones for the delivery will be called address part. Once the product has been prepared and has been picked and the box has been prepared in the warehouse worker will cover with a white label the resulting boxes, like the label that this process will create, so that the privacy of the customer and the and what is inside the box will not be known by whoever is driving either the boxes around, or even if the boxes are left outside someone's home. We The problem would be that the product could be stolen. So for this, the idea of covering the label and also to mark to use it to mark the boxes as ready for the delivery. So let's start the process. It will immediately open Internet Explorer and access using the IP address of the Raspberry Pi, so that it will have a direct access onto the device. So as we can see here, this is the IP address of the device, and following there is AT13, that is the code for the designer label developed by a brother. More on this in the last part, in the last chapter of the development of the project in the thesis. So as we can see here, the computer is copying and keep adding different addresses. It will start like this, and then it will eventually format that. So the printing and the copying of the items is keep running. So this is just a simulator, so I'm actually using this to run a Windows computer, because I thought that it would have been more accessible to everyone instead of using a Mac. So this is, as you can see, a Windows computer, and so here we can see the Raspberry. This screen is actually not, I just use it for the development part, but is actually not needed. So as we can see here, the printing is still going on and on. We should be more or less done. And now is doing the final process is quite long. And it should be in 1 second start the printing process using the QL. So yeah, here we can see the printer that is doing his job. So we can cut it here. Then we're gonna have, for example, the first. So I only have one hand, so it's not gonna be that easy. And and items part, so all the part regarding what needs to be picked, box verdura grande, and the box there's gonna be a 10 kilos one, and then the address part, so the one that is gonna be used by the driver. So just to have an idea of how the system will work. So after cutting this part, the worker will put this on it. So this is the box that is going to be used. Let's suppose it's a 10 kilos boxes. He will pick the product and he will just put it inside the order, close it and whatsoever. And then I will put a white label on top to cover. So this is the picking of the order. So by covering this, it will basically signal to himself also that the order needs to be delivered. Of course, now I didn't even have any scissors in the house, but that's the concept. So now it's ready to be shipped, and yeah, that's the process.